हेलो फ्रेंड्स, स्वागत जनाए मोर चैनल को मो एग्जाम साथी को। तो आज आम डिस्कस करवा कंप्यूटर फंडामेंटल्स रो आउ क्वेश्चन गुड़िक 500 रु ऊर्ध्व क्वेश्चन रही। आज आम फंडामेंटल क्वेश्चन गुड़िक डिस्कसन करवा। तो ता पूर्व कहवाक चाहिए आपण मैंने मोर चैनल नुआर थिले मोर चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दियंतु। आपण मानक सांग मानक सहित मध्य शेयर कर दियंतु। ए वीडियोर पीडीएफटा जदि पाइबाक चाहिए आप हमर डिस्क्रिप्शन को जाइए टेलीग्राम ग्रुप रे जॉइन हो जातु। पुणी ये पीडीएफटा डाउनलोड करि पारिबे। चलत आ डेरी न करी वीडियो को स्टार्ट करवा। तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन होची यूनिवाक इज यूनिवर्सल ऑटोमेटिक कंप्यूटर। यूनिवर्सल ऑटोमेटिक कंप्यूटर। नेक्स्ट हो जी द बेसिक ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म्ड बाय ए कंप्यूटर आर अरिथमेटिक ऑपरेशन, लॉजिकल ऑपरेशन, स्टोरेज एंड रिलेटिव, ऑल ऑफ द अबव। नेक्स्ट हो जी द टू मेजर टाइप्स ऑफ कंप्यूटर चिप्स आर हो जी प्राइमरी मेमोरी चिप आ गोटे माइक्रो प्रोसेसर, बोथ B.Ed C। नेक्स्ट हो जी माइक्रोप्रोसेसर और स्विचिंग डिवाइसेस आर फॉर विच जनरेशन कंप्यूटर। एटा हो जी 4th जनरेशन कंप्यूटर। नेक्स्ट हो जी व्हाट इज द मेन डिफरेंस बिटवीन ए मेन फ्रेम एंड ए सुपर कंप्यूटर। मेन फ्रेम और सुपर कंप्यूटर भितर डिफरेंस हो जी super computers are focused to execute few programs as fast as possible, while mainframe uses its power to execute as many programs concurrently. एटा होचे सुपर कंप्यूटर और मेन फ्रेम भितर डिफरेंस। नेक्स्ट होचे SCII and EBCDIC are the popular character coding system. What does EBCDIC stand for? होची एक्सटेंडेड बाइनरी कोडेड डेसिमल इंटरचेंज कोड। एक्सटेंडेड बाइनरी कोडेड डेसिमल इंटरचेंज कोड। नेक्स्ट होची द ब्रेन ऑफ एनी कंप्यूटर सिस्टम इज CPU। स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी ऑफ मैग्नेटिक डिस्क डिपेंड ऑन होची ट्रैक्स पर इंच ऑफ सरफेस, बिट्स पर इंच ऑफ ट्रैक्स, डिस्क पैक इन द डिस्क सरफेस, ऑल ऑफ द अबव। नेक्स्ट होची the two kinds of main memory are primary and secondary, random and sequential, ROM and RAM. main memory dita hochi ROM and RAM. Next hochi a storage area used to store data to compensate for the difference in speed at which the different unit can handle data is memory, buffer, accumulator, address. eta hochi buffer. Computer is free from tiresome and boredom. We call it accuracy, reliability, diligence, versatility. What's diligence? Integrated circuit IC are related to which generation of computer? What's third generation. Third generation. CD-ROM is a secondary memory, memory register, magnetic memory, none of the above. CD-ROM is none of the above. A hybrid computer resembles digital computer, resembles analog computer, resembles both digital and analog computer. None of this. It is C. Represent both digital and analog computer. Which type of computer uses the 8-bit code called EBCDIC? होची mini computer, macro computer, mainframe computer, super computer. It is answer. Mainframe computer. EBCDIC 8-bit code is mainframe computer. Next is the ALU of a computer respond to the commands coming from primary memory, control section, external memory, cache memory. It is control section. Next, chip component of first generation computer was transistor, vacuum tube, valves, integrated circuit, none of the above. It is first generation computer hochi vacuum tube and valve. Next hochi to produce high quality graphics hard copy in color you would want to use A or N RGB monitor, plotter, inkjet printer, inkjet printer, laser printer, एटा होची plotter. High quality graphics hard copy ପାଇଁ plotter use करा जाए. What are the stages in the compilation process? एटा होची lexical analysis, syntax analysis and code generation होची compilation process रो stage. Next, which of the following IC was used in the generation of computer? होची SSI, MSI, LSI, both A and B. एटा होची both A and B means SSI, MSI. The main electronic component used in the first generation computer was होची transistor, vacuum tube and bulbs, integrated circuit, none of the above. Vacuum tubes and bulbs. A dumb terminal was होची an embedded microprocessor, extensive memory, independent processing capability, a keyboard and screen. एटा होची a keyboard and screen होची a dumb terminal. 1 millisecond is 100 of a second. 1 millisecond is 1000 of a second होची 1 millisecond. 1 millisecond is 1000 of a second. Next is the output quality of a printer is measured by dot per inch. Output quality printer is measured by dot per inch. Which of the following was a special purpose computer? Special purpose computer is ABC. ABC is the special purpose computer. ENIAC, EDBAC, all of the above hobani, only ABC hobo, special purpose computer. What was the computer invented by Atanasov and Clifford? होची ABC. Atanasov and Clifford द्वारा ABC कंप्यूटर इन्वेंट करा जायतिला. तापर नेक्स्ट, which of the following storage device can store maximum amount of data? maximum amount of data को storage टा को device टा store करियो ना hard disk. hard disk टा maximum amount of data store करि परियो. next होची which computer was considered the first electronic computer until 1973 when court invalidated the patent? ENIAC Mark 1 23 ABC. एटा होची ENIAC. A physical connection between the microprocessor memory and other parts of the microcomputer is known as path, address bus, route, all of the above. एटा होची address bus. High density double sided floppy disk could store 1.40 MB, 1.44, 1.40 GB, 1.44 MB. High density double sided floppy disk होची 1.44 MB. 1.44 MB. Next होची a high quality CAD system uses the following for printing, drawing and graphs होची dot matrix printer, digital plotter, line printer, all of them. एटा होची digital plotter. CAD system uses following drawing graph होची digital plotter. Next होची which of the following is not an output device? OCR, optical scanner, voice recognition device, COM. Computer output to microfilm एटा गोटे input device नुहे. Next होची the accuracy of the floating point number representable into 16-bit words of a computer is approximately 16 digit. Next होची in most of the IBM's PC, the CPU, the device driver, memory, expansion slot and active component are mounted on a single board. What is the name of the board? Is motherboard, daughter board, breadboard, fatherboard. It is a motherboard, not this board, only motherboard. Next होची in most IBM PCs The CPU, the device drives, memory expansion slot and active component are mounted on a single board. What is the name of this board? Motherboard. Magnetic discs are the most popular medium for direct access, sequential access, both of the above, none of the above. None of the above. A technique used by codes to convert an analog signal to a digital bit stream is known as pulse code modulation. Analog signal to digital pulse code modulation. Next regard a BDU, which statement is more correct? And it is an output device, input device, peripheral device. It hardware, peripheral device. A modern electronic computer is a machine that is meant for quick mathematical calculation, input storage, manipulation, output data, electronic data processing, performing repeated tasks accurately. Input, storage, manipulation and outputting of data. Modern electronic computer ये सब कर पारिबा. Next when was vacuum tube invented? 1906. Which of the following produces the best quality graphics reproduction? Laser printer, inkjet printer, plotter, dot matrix printer. Plotter. Graphics production of computer with 8286 microprocessor is XT computer, AT computer, PS2 computer, none of the above. It is AT computer. 80286 microprocessor is AT computer. Next an application suitable for sequential processing is processing of the grades, spiral processing. It both A and B. Next which of the following is not processing? It is arranging, manipulating, calculating, gathering. Gathering is not a processing. Next the digital computer was developed primarily in USSR, Japan, USA, UK. It is USA. Software in computer enhance the capability of the hardware machine, increase the speed of central processing unit, both of the above, none of the above. Software in computer enhance the capability of the hardware machine. Next today computer giant IBM was earlier known by different name, which was changes in 1924. What was the name? Computing tabulating record. It is IBM, earlier known as computing tabulating record. Next before a disk drive can access any sector record, a computer program has to provide the record's disk address. What information does this address specify? Track number, sector number, surface number. It is all of the above. Next the arranging of data in a logical sequence is called sorting. Logical sequence data को arrange करने को sorting कहा जाए. Next, what is the responsibility of the logical unit in the CPU of a computer? To produce result, to compare number, to control flow of information, to do maths work. It is to compare number. Abacus was the first mechanical calculator. If in a computer 16-bit are used to specify address in a RAM, the number of addresses will be 65,536. It is addresses 65,536. Instruction and memory address are represented by binary codes. Next was the terminal device that functions as a cache register, computer terminal and OCR reader is POS terminal. A set of flip-flops integrated together is called register. Flip-flop integrated together called register. Next होचे people often call as the brain of computer system होचे CPU, central processing unit. Next, which is used for manufacturing chips होचे semiconductors. Semiconductor is used for manufacturing chips. The value of each bead in heaven is 5. The first computer introduced in Nepal was IBM 1401. IBM 1401. Next was mnemonic, a memory trick is used in which of the following language? होची assembly language. तापर पढ़िबा instruction in a computer language consist of opcode, operand, both of the above, none of the above. एडा होची both of the above. Opcode, operand ए दीटा जाको computer language. Next होची which generation of computer is still under development? होची 5th generation. A register organized to allow to move left or right operation is called shift register. Which was the most popular first generation computer? होची IBM 650. Which is considered a direct entry input device? होची optical scanner, mouse and digitizer, light pen, all of the above. Direct entry input device, all of the above होची answer. Next होची a set of information that defines the status of resources allocated to a process is process control ALU registered unit process description. It was a process description. Each set of Napier bonds consists of 11. BCD is binary coded decimal. Next, when was the world's first laptop computer introduced in the market and by whom? It was Epson 1981. Epson first laptop computer. From which generation operating system were developed? It was third generation operating system were developed. Next होची the first firm to mass market a microcomputer as a personal computer was होची Radio Shack. Radio Shack होची mass market microcomputer. How many address line are needed to address each machine location in a 2048 into 4 memory chip? होची 11. Properly arranged data is called information. Next होची a computer consists of a central processing unit, a memory input and output unit. All of the above होची answer. Next, why are vacuum tubes also called valves? होची because they can stop or allow the flow of current. Next is John Napier invented logarithm in 1614. Napier invented logarithm in 1614. Next, an integrated circuit is fabricated on a tiny silicon chip. Integrated circuit is fabricated on a tiny silicon chip. Next, what type of control pins are needed in a microprocessor to regulate traffic on the bus in order to prevent two devices from trying to use it at the same time? Bus arbitration. Bus arbitration. Next, whereas a computer mouse moves over the table surface, the trackball is stationary. Trackball is stationary. Next, which of the following is used as a primary storage device? Magnetic drum. Primary storage device, magnetic drum. Next, multi-user system provided cost saving for small business because they use a single processing unit to link several DOM terminals. What are the three decision making operations performed by the ALU of a computer? होची greater than, less than, equal to a, all of the above होची answer. The word processing task associated with changing the appearance of a document is editing, writing, formatting. एडा होची formatting. Next होची Nepal bought a computer for census of 2028 BS. This computer was second generation. Algorithm and flowchart help us to specify the problem completely and clearly. Next होची which statement is valid about computer program? होची it is understood by a computer, it is understood by a program, it is understood user. एडा होची both A and B. It is understood by a computer, it is understood by a programmer. The difference between memory and storage is that memory is कौन a temporary और storage is permanent. When was Pascaline invented? 1642. Which of the following statement is valid? Lady Augusta is the first programmer, and ADA is the daughter of Lord Bryan and famous English poet. ADA is programming language developed by US Defense. All of the above. All of the above. Next, a compiler is translating program which translate instruction of a high level language into machine language, translate entire source program into machine language program. It is involved in program execution. It is all of these above. Answer. Next, what is required when more than one person uses a central computer at that time? It is terminal. Which of the following is the first computer to use stored program concept? It is EDSAC. Next, the term gigabyte refer to 1024 megabyte. Gigabyte होची 1024 megabyte. 1 GB equal to 1024 MB. Next, in which year was UK Premier's computing event started? एटा होची 1980. Next होची once you load the suitable program and provide required data, computer does not need human intervention. This feature is होची automatic. What is a brand? The name of companies that made computer. Name of product of company gives identify its product in market. A name of class to indicate all similar product from different companies. All of the एटा होची answer B होगा. The name of product a company gives to identify its product in market. Next होची machine language is machine dependent, difficult to program, error prone. It is all of the above. A byte consists of 8 bit. One byte equal to 8 bit. Modern computers are very reliable, but they are not fast, powerful, infallible, cheap. Modern computers are infallible, not infallible. ठीक है. Modern computer fast ही पारिबे, powerful, cheap मध्य, किंतु infallible नुह. What is the data when Babbage conceived analytical engine? होची 1837. Next होची what was the expected feature of 5th generation computer when Japan started FGCS? एटा होची parallel processing. Next होची which of the following memory medium is not used as main memory system? होची magnetic tape. The storage subsystem in a microcomputer consists mainly of media with varying capacity. एटा होची magnetic or optical. Next होची programs designed to perform specific task is known as application software. Next होची Computer operators write computer program for specific problem, operate the device which input and output data from the computer, normally require a college degree in computer science. All of the ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି operate the device which input and output data from the computer. Next ହେଉଛି which of the following is not antivirus software ହେଉଛି NAB, Aprot, Oracle, McAfee. ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି Oracle ଗୋଟେ antivirus ନୁହେଁ, software ନୁହଁ. Next ହେଉଛି what is a compiler? Compiler is a compiler convert the whole of a higher level program code into machine code in one step. It is a compiler. Next is computer are also which computer are also called personal computer? Mainframe computer, mini computer, microcomputer, supercomputer. It is microcomputer are called personal computer. Next is which of the following is not input unit device? Scanner, camera, plotter, digitizer. It is plotter. Next, identify the correct statement. IBM PCs used RISC CPU design, Macintosh used CISC CPU design, IBM used CISC CPU design. None of the are true. It is C hobo. IBM used CISC CPU design. Next, which of the following statement is false? Mechanical analog computers have existed for thousands of years. There are mechanical analog computers and electronic analog computers. All electronic computers are digital computers. It is C hobo. All electronic computers are digital computers. Next, which of the following require large computer memory? It is imaging, graphics, voice, all of the above. It is all of the above. Which of the following is machine independent program? It is high level language, low level language, assembly language, machine language. It is high level language. When was the first electromechanical computer developed? It is 1944. First electromechanical computer 1944. Next was the first machine to successfully perform a long series of arithmetic and logical operation was it is ENIAC Mark 1 analytic engine Unipack 1. It is Mark 1. Which one is the largest space? It is kilobyte, petabyte, terabyte, gigabyte. It is petabyte. Fortran programming language is more suitable for business application, marketing application, scientific application, none of the above. It is scientific applications. Next is the brain of any computer system is control unit, arithmetic logic unit, central processing unit, storage unit. It is central processing unit. Analog computer works on the supply of continuous electrical pulses but not continuous magnetic strength, none of the above. It is continuous electrical pulses. Next is an error in software or hardware is called bug. What is the alternative computer jargon for it? It is glitch, quid, slug, glitch. It is glitch. The advantage of COM are its dash and dash. Compact size, speed readability. COM are its advantage of COM are its compact size and speed readability. Next is the BIOS is the abbreviation of basic input output system. BIOS is basic input output system. Next, which printer is very commonly used for desktop publishing? It is laser printer. IBM 1401 is second generation computer. Most of the first generation computer were special purpose computer. Floppy disk typically in diameter 3, 5.25, 8. And all of the above of answer. Next, the output quality of a printer is measured by dot per square inch. Next, on a PC, how much memory is available to application software एटा हम 640 KB. Next होची in a computer is capable to store single binary bit होची flip flop. What does DMA stand for? Direct memory access. DMA direct memory access. Who invented integrated circuit? होची जैक किल्बी रॉबर्ट नॉइस. एटा बोथ above होगा आंसर. नेक्स्ट होगा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम एडिटर एंड डिबगर्स कम्स अंडर एटा होची सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर आछि ए सब. नेक्स्ट one computer that is not considered a portable is a mini computer, laptop computer, notebook computer, all of the एटा होगा आंसर मिनी कंप्यूटर. पोर्टेबल होची मिनी कंप्यूटर पोर्टेबल नहीं. Which of the following is not an electronic computer? एटा ABC. ABC गोटे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कंप्यूटर नुह बाकी ENIAC, UNIVAC, EDVAC एटा सब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कंप्यूटर. नेक्स्ट होची व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द डिस्प्ले फीचर दैट हाईलाइट आर द स्क्रीन व्हिच रिक्वायर्स ऑपरेटर अटेंशन. एटा होची रिवर्स वीडियो. नेक्स्ट होची व्हिच इज द लार्जेस्ट कंप्यूटर होची मेन फ्रेम कंप्यूटर इज एडी लार्जेस्ट कंप्यूटर. Which of the following are the best unit of data on an external storage device? एटा होची byte. The personal computer industry was started by IBM. What is meant by a dedicated computer? होची which is assigned one and only one task. एटा होची dedicated computer. Which program language are classified as low level language? It was assembly language. What was the main disadvantage of vacuum tube? It was they produce heat and often burn out. Next was register which are partially visible to users and used to hold conditional are known as general purpose register. Next होची which is not a computer of first generation. एटा होची IBM 1401. Register which are partially visible to user and used to hold conditional code bits set by the CPU hardware as the result of operation are known as PC flags, memory address register, general purpose register. एटा होची आंसर अब flags. नेक्स्ट होची who invented vacuum tube? John Baden, William Shockley, Lee D. Forest. All of the एटा अब Lee D. Forest. vacuum tube किया Lee D. Forest. An approach that permit the computer to work on several programs instead of one is overlapped processing. Who suggested stored program concept? एटा होची John Maclay, J.P. Eckert, जॉन न्यूमैन, जोसेफ जैकवार्ड. एटा हम जॉन न्यूमैन से सजेस्ट करथिले कोन स्टोर्ड प्रोग्राम कॉन्सेप्ट. जॉन न्यूमैन. नेक्स्ट होची द सेंट्रल प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट CPU कंसिस्ट ऑफ कोन कोन ना कंट्रोल यूनिट, अरिथमेटिक लॉजिक यूनिट एंड प्राइमरी स्टोरेज. द नोटेबल फीचर्स लाइक कीबोर्ड, मॉनिटर्स, GUI were developed in कौन थर्ड जनरेशन. GUI होची ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस. ये सब जाक डेवलप्ड केबे थर्ड जनरेशन रे. यूनिवाक इज यूनिवर्सल ऑटोमेटिक कंप्यूटर. यूनिवर्सल ऑटोमेटिक कंप्यूटर होची यूनिवाक. नेक्स्ट होची व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट फॉर्म? एटा होची नॉलेज. Who is credited with the idea of using punch card to control pattern in a weaving machine? एटा होची Babbage. What is an interpreter? होची an interpreter is the representation of the system being designed. Next होची which is a semiconductor memory? एटा होची कोन कोन हबो ना dynamic static both A and B have answer. Dynamic, static. It is semiconductor memory. Next is RJ45 UTV cable has cables na 4 pair. Which of the following is not a valid size of a floppy disk? Valid size kuda no na 5% is not valid size floppy disk ro. Next is the earliest calculating device are abacus, clock, difference engine. None of these. Abacus. Word length of a personal computer is 4-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit, 64-bit. It is 8-bit. What was the first computer to perform all calculation using electronics rather than wheels, ratchets or mechanical switches? It is ABC. A directly accessible appointment calendar is feature of a resident package, CPU, memory, buffer, ALU. It is memory. Next, which unit converts computer data into human readable form? It is output unit. The full form of ALU. It is arithmetic logic unit. Next, what produces useful information out of data? It is processing. Next, which of the following device was not invented by Babbage? It is Pascaline. बाकी डिफरेंस इंजिन एनालिटिकल इंजिन एडा बापेज को द्वारा इन्वेंटेड करा जाइतिला. नेक्स्ट होची ए डिजिटल कंप्यूटर डिड नॉट स्कोर ओवर एन एनालॉग कंप्यूटर इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्पीड, एक्यूरेसी, रिलायबिलिटी, कॉस्ट. एडा एक्यूरेसी. नेक्स्ट व्हिच नंबर सिस्टम इज यूजुअली फॉलोड इन ए टाइपिकल 32-bit कंप्यूटर? एडा बाइनरी, डेसिमल, हेक्साडेसिमल, ऑक्टल. एडा बाइनरी. A computer has a very low failure rate because it uses electronic component. It produces very consistent result. This is highlighted by which of the feature of computer? Accuracy, reliability, versatility, automate. And about reliability. A paper printout of a document is known as hard copy output. Next, which electronic component was made out of semiconductor material? It is IC. The act of retrieving existing data from memory is called read out, read from read. All of the above. All of the above. Next, which part of the computer is used for calculating and comparing? It is ALU. Next, ABC. Special purpose computer. The computer code for the interchange of information between terminal is SCII, BCD, EBCDIC. All of them. It is ASCII. When was the X window system born? It is 1984. X Windows 1984. What was the first stage in software development? System analysis. Which of the following is valid statement? It is data itself is useless unless it is processed. The second generation computer was based on transistor. Second generation computer based on transistor. Next EBCDIC stand for extended binary coded decimal interchange code. Extended binary coded decimal interchange code EBCDIC. Next personnel who design, program, operate and maintain computer equipment referred to people were. IBM system 360 is mainframe computer. Next, a system is a integration of different units so as to achieve an objective. A system कौन? An integration of different units so as to achieve an objective. Next which of the following programming language started from the second generation? एटा होची COBOL. The translator used in assembly language is called assembler. Next होची EEPROM. कौन? Electrically erasable programmable read only memory. Electrical erasable programmable read only memory होची EEPROM. Next, regarding data, computer are very good at store, processing, retrieve. All of the above answer. Next, bitmap terminal. Support display containing multiple window, require considerable amount of video RAM, requires tremendous amount of copying and hence low performing. All of the above. First generation computer used for memory. Magnetic drum. Which of the following memory allows simultaneous read and write operation? RAM. Next EEPROM can be used for erasing and reconstructing the content of ROM. EEPROM hobo erasing and reconstructing the content of ROM. ENIAC uses decimal numbering system. Next a term associated with the comparison of processing speed of different computer system is MIPS. Next which of the following is problem oriented language? High level language. Next a 32-bit microprocessor has the word length equal to 4 byte. Next the term GIGO is related to accuracy. Next webcam is an input unit device, output unit device, processing device, input and output device. Webcam is input device. Bits stand for a binary digit. Bit standard for binary digit. Access time is seek time plus latency time. Access time is seek time plus latency time. Next which device can understand difference between data and program? It have a microprocessor. Which of the following is a read only memory storage device? It have CD-ROM. Next symbolic logic was discovered by George Bowley. Next which of the following is not valid statement? Hard is referred to mean something temporary. Hard is used to mean something tangible. Soft is used to mean something permanent. Soft is used to mean something tangible. Hard is used to mean something tangible. Next digital device or digital clock. Primary memory stores data alone, program alone, result alone. All of the above answer. After copying the content, how many time can you paste? Many time. One stand for wide area network. One WN. One stand for wide area network. An error in computer data is called bug. Next the instruction for starting the computer are housed on read only memory chip. Next one nibble is equal to 4 bit. One nibble is equal to 4 bit. Perforated paper used as input of output media is known as paper tapes. The secondary storage device can only store data but they cannot perform either of the above. Which American computer company is called Big Blue? It was IBM. It was in 2028 BS the census data IBM 14.1. Next who is the inventor of ABC computer? It was John B. Atanasoff, Clifford Berry, both of the above. Which of the following is the largest unit? It is database file, largest. Next, find out who is not the inventor of transistor among the following name. It is Lee D. Forrest. Next, which of the following is not true for a magnetic disk? It provides only sequential access to stored data. Next, a disadvantage of the laser printer is it is quieter than an impact printer. It is very low. The output is of a lower quality. It is none of the above. Next, the most commonly used standard data code to represent alphabetical, numerical, and punctuation characters used in electronic data processing system is called ASCII. Next, which access method is used to access cassette tape? It is sequential. Next, a compiler is a program which translates from one high level to a machine level language. Next, which unit holds data temporarily? It is primary memory unit. The computer size was very large in first generation. A name of a computer used to identify storage location device an address. Next, which of the following is not computer language? It is medium level language. Next, reading data is performed in magnetic disk by read or write leads. Next, IBM 7000 digital computer has modular construction. Next, which of the following is not electromechanical computer? Mark 1 ABC Zeus Univac. It is Univac. Not electromechanical computer. Next, the term computer is derived from Latin language. Which statement is valid about magnetic tape? It is a plastic ribbon. It is coated on both sides with iron oxide. It can be erased and reused. It is all of the above. Next, which of the following is first generation computer? EDSAC. EDSAC was first generation. A hard copy would be prepared on a line printer, dot matrix printers, typewriter, terminal. It is answer of all of the above. The term GIGO is related to which characteristic of computer? It is answer accuracy. Next, which of the following programming language were used in first generation computer? Machine language. Next, to locate a data item for storage is fetch. Answer of fetch. Who used punched card practically for the first time in the history of computer? It is Dr. Hermann Hollerith. Answer is Dr. Hermann Hollerith. Hard disk is coated in low side with magnetic metallic oxide. Magnetic metallic oxide. Next, which of the following term means to reckon? Pewter. An input output device at which data enter or leaves a computer system is called terminal. Terminal counting. Next, which of the following is first generation computer? EDSAC. EDSAC was first generation computer. A name or number used to identify a storage location is called an address. Conclusion, an address. Next, computer professional working in a computer center are humanware. The first general purpose electronic computer in the world was ENIAC. ENIAC. The contents of information are stored in memory data register. Memory data register. Next, which of the following is correct for full form of BCD? BCD ro full form binary coded decimal. Next, which was the world's first microcomputer that used Intel 8386 microprocessor chip? It is Dex Pro 386. Next, the qualitative or quantitative attribute of a variable or set of variable is termed as data. कौन data. Next होची main storage is also called memory. तापर which of the following are considered to be video component? ना resolution, color depth, refresh rate, all of the above. For what anti-cathera was used? For calculating astronomical position. Next होची memory unit is one part of कौन central processing unit. Microprocessor can be used to make कौन computer, digital system, calculator, all of the above. Next, which statement is valid about computer program? High level language must be converted into machine language to execute. Next, by programmable machine we mean anything that can be set to perform different tasks with suitable programs. Next, which of the following is a secondary memory device? Disk. The memory which is programmed at the time it is manufactured from. One of the popular mass storage device is CD-ROM. What does CD-ROM stand for? Compact disk read-only memory. Identify the truth statement. Computer are 100% accurate but it can suffer from ego. Computers are reliable because they use electronic components which have very low failure rate. Computer is never tired and does not suffer from boredom. All of the above. Next is Fortran. Formula translation. Fortran full form formula translation. The program which are permanent as hardware and stored in ROM is known as firmware. Program which are permanent as hardware stored in ROM is known as firmware. Which of the following memories must be refreshed many times per second? Dynamic RAM. Dynamic RAM. Refresh many times per second. What do you call the translator which takes assembly language program as input and produce machine language code as output? Assembler. Next, serial access memories are useful in application where data naturally needs to flow in and out in serial form. Next up, in mode the communication channel is used in both directions at the same time. Full duplex. Who invented slide rule? William Outred. Slide rule can be called William Outred. The proper definition of a modern digital computer is an electronic automated machine that can solve problems involving words and numbers. Memory is made of large number of cells. Large number of cells. Which of the following is the most powerful computer? Supercomputer. Next, which of the following of the printers used in conjunction and computer uses dry ink powder? Laser printer. What is the path from which data flow in a system is known as BOS? Which term is used to describe RAM? Dynamic RAM, static RAM, video RAM. All of the above. Next, in which year was chip used inside the computer for the first time? 1975. Next, assembly language started to be used from second generation computers. Which technology is more reliable? Electronic. Which of the following is not an XT microprocessor? 8006. Next, hard disk is coated in both sides with magnetic metallic oxide. Next, ASCII stand for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Next is raw fact and figure about any particular topic are data. A computer can solve more than one kind of problem. This is related to which of the following characteristic versatility. From which generation computer the printer were used? Na second generation printer use कराउछि. Next, how many symbols exist in baud code? It is 32. Following IC chip integrates 100,000 electronic component per chip होची LSI. Next, an application program that helps the user to change any number and immediately see the result of the change is called spreadsheet. In 1830, Charles Babbage designed a machine called the analytical engine, which is showed at the Paris exhibition. In which year was it exhibition? It was 1855. Next, what is the name of the new colored laptop computer which is powered by a 386 processor at 33 microhertz and is built by Epson? It was X333. Next, in analog computer, input is never converted to digital form. Which of the following computer is not invented by J.P. Ickett and John Mackley? It was EDSAC. EDSAC तांको द्वारा इन्वेंटेड है नहीं, बाकी इकट जॉन मक्ली इन्वेंट करथिले ENIAC, EDVAC, UNIVAC. Next was when was the company named IBM? 1924. Which of the following storage device can store the largest amount of data? Hard disk. Who invented Mark I? Howard Aiken. ALU is arithmetic logic unit. Next, a computer program that converts an entire program into machine language at one time is called computer. Next, when did ARC rival IBM and Apple Computer Inc. decide join hand? It was 1991. Next, the purpose of vacuum tube was to not act like a router as compared to diskettes. The hard disks are more expensive. Which of the following is the most quickly accessible storage? Register. The octal equivalence of 11 10 10 is 11,111,010 is 72. Excessive parallel processing is related to 5th generation. Next, second generation computer were developed during 1956 to 1965. What do you call a single point on a computer screen? Bit. Mostly, which of the following device is used to carry user file? Floppy disk. Next, which of the following computer implemented binary numbers, performed calculation using electronics and implemented separate computation and memory for the first time? ABC. Fortran is a programming language. What does Fortran stand for? Formula translation. Which of the following memory needs refreshing? DRAM. Next, can you tell what passes into and out from the computer via its ports? Data. An output device that uses words or messages recorded on a magnetic medium to produce audio response is voice response unit. Next, which of the items below are considered removable storage media? Removable hard disk cartridge, magneto-optical disc, flexible disk cartridge. All of the above होची answer. Next होची which of the following is not purely output device? होची screen. Who developed a mechanical device in the 17th century that could add, subtract, multiple, divide and find square root? এটা होची Leibniz. Next, the first generation computer had first generation. Which of the following is not a form of data? Number and character, image, sound. None of the above. Which of the following is not a computer classification? Max frame. The control unit of a microprocessor store data in the memory, accept input data from keyboard, performs arithmetic or logic function. It is none of the above answer. Which of the following is internal memory? RAM. Which computer operation is not performed by computer? Understanding. Next, floppy disks which are made from flexible plastic material are also called diskette. The Macintosh computer was from Apple. A collection of related instructions organized for a common purpose is referred to as program. Plotter accuracy is measured in terms of repeatability and resolution. Computer programs written with the use of English word instead of binary machine code is called symbolic code. Next, which language is directly understood by the computer without translation program? Machine language. Next, on which aspect the analog computer are better than digital? Accuracy. Which of the following processor use RISC technology? Powder PC. RISC technology, powder PC. Which of the following machine was not invented by Charles Babbage? Tabulating machine. How many numbers could ENIAC store in its internal memory? 20. The subject of cybernetics deals with the science of control and communication. Next, why ABC is considered mechanical computer? Because there are wheels, drums, bars to rotate and move to produce result. Binary circuit elements have two stable states. Which of the following is used for manufacturing chip? Semiconductor. Which of the following is not a microcomputer? Laptop PC, tablet PC, desktop PC, none of these. The value of each bead in earth is 1. When did John Napier develop logarithm? 1614. Which of the following terms is the most closely related to main memory? Temporary. Which was the world's first mini computer and when it was introduced? It was PDP-1, kept in 1958. A group of magnetic tapes, videos or terminal usually under the control of one master is cluster. The word length of a computer is measured in bits. Next, what type of memory is not directly addressable by the CPU and requires special software called EMS, expandable memory specification, expanded. Which unit holds data permanently? होची secondary storage unit. Before a disk can be used to store data, it must be formatted. Next होची computer system comprises of major input unit, output unit, central processing unit and storage unit. The first general purpose electronic digital computer in the world was ENIAC. Signal can be analog or digital, and a computer that processes the both type of signal is known as hybrid computer. High level language is also called problem oriented language, business oriented language, mathematically oriented language, all of the above. Next, human beings are referred to as Homo sapiens, which device is called Silico sapien, or computer. Which of the following file organization is most efficient for a file with a high degree of file activity, or sequential? Which of the following is associated with error detector, or both the above? Odd parity bit, even parity bit. Next होची magnetic tape can serve as secondary storage media. Which company is the biggest player in the microprocessor industry? होची Intel. The first digital computer built with IC chips was known as IBM System or 360. EBCDIC is to how many different characters can code up? होची 256. MICR stand for Magnetic Ink Character Reader. Magnetic Ink Character Reader होची MICR. Number of crunchier is the informal name for supercomputer. RAID stand for Regression Analysis Time Series. Regression Analysis Time Series. Which technology is used in compact disk? Which is laser. Different components of the motherboard of a PC unit are linked together by sets of parallel electrical conducting lines. What are these lines called? Which is buses. Which is the first electronic digital computer? Which is ABC. Which of the following is a storage device? Tape, hard disk, floppy disk, all of the above. Which answer? The metal disk, which are permanently housed in sealed and contamination free containers, are called Winchester disk. A computer program that converts an entire program into machine language is called compiler. Intel Corporation produces chips for which computer? Which is IBM PC. The first microprocessor built by the Intel Corporation was called 4004. Next, which of the following is not a class of computer based on size? Which is supercomputer? Who invented EDSAC? Maurice Wilkes. EEPROM stand for Electrically Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory. Which of the following is a class of computer based on model? AT computer. What are the computers called that performs calculation and comparison usually in the binary numbering system? Digital computer. Next, ASCII stand for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Next, the data recording format in most of the modern magnetic tape is 8-bit EBCDIC. Why ABC computer is called so? Because it was thought to be the first computer so named with first alphabet of English. Who designed the first electronic computer? ENIAC. Which is J.P. Ickett and J.W. Muckley. Next, central processing unit is a combination of arithmetic, logic and control unit. IBM one computer was a mainframe computer, time during which a job is processed by execution time. CD-ROM stand for compact disk read-only memory, which unit convert user data into machine readable form होची input unit, which unit is known as nerve center of computer होची ALU. Next होची what does the disk drive of a computer do होची both read the disk or read a program from the disk into the memory, both B and C. Read the disk, load a program from the disk into the memory. Access time is seek time plus latency time. Who invented the microprocessor? Marcian E. Hop. MICR stand for magnetic ink character reader. The width of a processor data path is measured in bits. Which of the following are common data path होची 8 bit. MSI is the abbreviation of medium scale integrated. IBM launched its first personal computer called IBM PC in 1981. It had chips from Intel, disk drives from Tandem, operating system from Microsoft, the printer from Epson, and the application software from everywhere. Can you name the country which contribute to Taiwan? Which statement is valid about interpreter? Object code is saved for future use. Easily reloadable language is assembly language. Which of the following memories needs refresh? DRAM. Through which devices the main components of the computer communicate with each other? System bus. What type of device is computer keyboard? Input. Which is the limitation of high level language? Lower efficiency. An example of a digital device can be digital clock. Which of the following is not true? Transistors were less reliable. Next a characteristic of a card system is slowness in processing data, using card as a record of transaction, needing a larger DP staff. And all of the above answer. The full form of EEPROM is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. The original ASCII code used bits of each byte, reserving that last bit for error checking. That is 7. A computer programmer does all the thinking for a computer. 5th generation computer is also known as knowledge information processing system. Next, the commonly used standard data code to represent alphabetical, numerical and punctuation character used in electronic data processing system is called ASCII, EBCDIC, EBCD. All of the above. Which of the following have low failure rate? Electronic devices. Which of the following memories need refresh? DRAM. A typical personal computer used for business purposes would have a RAM 256K. The ALU of a computer normally contains a number of high-speed storage elements called registers. Which was the computer conceived by Babbage? Analytical engine. Next, the processing speed of first generation computer was millisecond. Model 5100 was in 1957 the first PC built by IBM. Next, VGA video graphic array. VGA full form video graphic array. A kind of scanner. MICR is the short form of magnetic ink character reader. Magnetic ink character reader. Which of the following is not a class based on size? Digital computer. Next, which 8-bit chip was used in many of today's TRS-80 computers? होची Z80. Which of the following disk is fixed disk? होची hard disk. Next, which of the following professions has not been affected by personal computer? होची medical, clerical and law, accounting. None of the above होची answer. The word abacus is derived from abax, a word from Greek language. Greek language. In latest generation computers, the instructions are parallel only, sequential only. Answer above, both sequential and parallel. Which of the following memory medium is not used as main memory system? It is magnetic tape. Next is an online backing storage system capable of storing larger quantities of data is mass storage. A kind of serial dot matrix printer that forms character with magnetically charged ink spread dots is called inkjet printer. Next is which of the following does not affect the resolution of a video display image? Screen size. Which of the following printing device an output composed of a series of data? Band print, wire matrix printer, band printer, Wang image printer. It A and C hobo. Wire matrix printer or Wang image printer, both A and C. Which of the following is an example of 5th generation computer? PIM MOG, 5th generation computer. Magnetic disks are the most popular medium for direct access, sequential access. Both of the above. Which of the following is not a 3rd generation computer? IBM 1401. The number of records contained within a block of data on magnetic tape is defined by the blocking factor. Next up, Mark 1 is also known as automatic sequence and controlled calculator. Next, which of the following register is loaded with the contents of the memory location pointed by the PC? Instruction register. Next, which of the following are the cheapest memory device in terms of cost? Bit. Compact disk. Next MIS is designed to provide information needed for effective decision making by managers. Next which is valid statement? 1 KB equal to 1024 byte. Latency time is time to spin the needed data under head. Next, who built the first mechanical calculator? Blaise Pascal. Mechanical calculator ke Blaise Pascal. The most important advantage of a video disk is potential capacity. Which of the following generation computer had expensive operation cost? Fast. An IBM system represents the computer class small scale computer. Another word for a daisy wheel printer golf ball printer. Cursor is a thin blinking line. Which device is used to backup the data? Floppy disk, tape, network, drive. All of the above. Answer. Next, which of the following printer are you sure will not to use if your objective is to print or multi-carbon form? Laser. Which of the following item are example of storage device? Floppy or hard disk, CD-ROMs, tape device. It have answer of all of the above. Next, SCII and EBCDIC are the popular character coding system. What does SCII stand for? American एटा हम अमेरिकन स्टैंडर्ड कोड फॉर इंफॉर्मेशन इंटरचेंज नेक्स्ट which computer are used as server for any medium sized organization एटा हम mini computers slide rules was invented in 1620 a normal CD-ROM usually can store up to data 680 MB which of the following required large computer memory होची imaging graphics voice एटा all of the above. So next is which was the computer conceived by Babbage एटा हम analytical engine. Next होची the lower deck of an abacus is known as earth. All modern computer operate on कौन data. तापरे the computer that can input analog signals and return result in digital form होची hybrid computer. Next होची offline device is कौन a device which is not connected to CPU. Next होची what is the latest write once optical storage media होची warm disk. Next होची which of the following programming language started from second generation होची Fortran. Next होची which one of the following input device is user programmable होची intelligent terminal. Next होची floppy disk typically in diameter होची 3, 5.25, 8 all of the above. Next होची current SIMM have either or connector होची 30 or 72. Dot matrix is a type of कौन printer. Next होची which is not consisted of a consistent in a processor होची memory. IBM 1401 is the first computer to enter in Nepal. It belonged to second generation. The third generation computer was made with कौन integrated circuit IC. Next which of the following are the two main component of the CPU होची control unit and ALU. Next होची fifth generation computer is also known as knowledge information processing system. Next होची second generation computer were कौन 1956 to 1965. Next होची what is the name of the computer terminal which gives paper printed होची hard copy terminal. Next होची programs are executed on the basis of a priority a कौन multi programming. When was Apple Macintosh 2 microcomputer introduced in the market होची 1983. Next होची when was the world's first laptop computer introduced in the market and by whom होची Epson 1981. Next होगा today's computer giant IBM was earlier known by different name which was changed 1924. What was that name होची the Tabulator Limited. The personnel who deals with the computer and its management put together are called humanware. Next होची which of the following is input device होची scanner. Which of the following is true होची fields are composed of bytes, records are composed of field are composed of character. एटा होची all of the above answer. Next होची who built the world's first electronic calculator using telephone relay, light bulb and battery. एटा होची George Stibitz. Next होगा one is most used abbreviation in networking. What is full form? One of full form कौन wide area network. In which language is source program written? होची high level. Which is correct acronym of VGA? Video graphic array. A song being played on computer speaker is soft output. In the IBM PC8, what do the words 8 stand for? एटा होची advanced technology. नेक्स्ट होची साइज ऑफ द प्राइमरी मेमोरी ऑफ ए पीसी रेंजेस बिटवीन 256 KB and 640 KB. Next होची what is the number of read write heads in the driver for a track magnetic tape होची 9. Apple company used chips for its computer होची Motorola. Which of the following is a feature of 5th generation computer? Use a natural language, artificial intelligence, biochips. All of the above. Charles Babbage was awarded by Royal Society for his difference engine. A computer with CPU speed around 100 million instructions per second and with the word length of around 64 bit is known as supercomputer. When we took at the cost, which of the following computer is most expensive? Supercomputer. Which of the following will happen when data is entered in a memory location? It will erase the previous content. Which device is used as the standard pointing device in a graphical user environment? Mouse. Mini computers and microcomputers are from which generation of computer? Fourth. Pick the one that is used for a logical operation comparison such as less than, equal to, or greater than, arithmetic and logic unit. The operating speed of the third generation computer was nanosecond. Which of the following is true? Mark 1 was 8 feet long, Mark 1 was 2 feet long, Mark 1 was 40 feet long. None of the above is true. Answer. Charles Babbage is considered the father of modern computer because of his concept of input, meal and output. Which of the following is used only for data entry and storage and never for processing? DOM terminal. Microcomputer. DOM terminal. What was the first computer brought in Nepal? IBM 1401. The primary advantage of key to tape data entry system: the tape is reusable. Basic language is a procedural. A computer program that translates one program instruction at a time into machine language is called interpreter. Which of the following have the fastest access time? Semiconductor memories. The first electronic general purpose digital computer built by Eckert and Macleod called ENIAC did not work on the stored program concept. How many numbers could it store in its internal memory? 20. The computer that processes both analog and digital is called hybrid computer. What was the name of the first commercially available microprocessor chip? Which Intel 4004. Which of the following class of computers can process physical quantities such as speed? Analog computer. How many types of storage loops exist? Magnetic bubble memory. 2. When did IBM introduce the 20,286 based PC? 1984. The silicon chips used for data process are called microprocessor. Which computer used operating system by Microsoft? Apple PC, IBM company compatible. IBM PC through IBM PC ଆଉ IBM compatibilities both A and C ହେବ. IBM PC, IBM compatibilities ଏଇଟା operating system used by Microsoft. Next ହେଉଛି one of the main feature that distinguish microprocessor from microcomputer ହେଉଛି microprocessor does not contain input or output device. Napier phones were invented होची 16 17. नेक्स्ट होची वन कंप्यूटर दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड ए पोर्टेबल होची मिनी कंप्यूटर. नेक्स्ट होची कंप्यूटर बिल्ड बिफोर द फर्स्ट जनरेशन ऑफ कंप्यूटर्स वेर इलेक्ट्रोमेकानिकल. Which of the following is a transferable method? What's a random access memory? What is system analysis? System analysis involve creating formal model of the problem to be solved. Which of the following devices have a limitation that we can only store information to it but cannot erase or modify it? CD-ROM. Which is an item of storage medium in the form of circular plate, disk. Daisy wheel printer is a type of impact printer. A number of system that has 8 different symbols to represent any quantity is known as octal. The two basic type of record access method are sequential and random. Artificial intelligence is associated with which generation? No, 5th generation. One of a class of storage device that can access a storage location in any order is DASD. Next होची the actual execution of instruction happens in ALU. Floppy disks are available in single side single density, single side double density. Both of the above. Which of the following is not electromechanical computer? होची ENIAC. Which of the following is a programming language of Pascal? Which convert the user data into machine readable form of input unit? In what aspect human beings are superior to computer? Intelligent. As compared to the secondary memory, the primary memory of a computer is fast. The language that the computer can understand and execute is called machine language. How was the generation of computer classified? By the device used in memory and processor. Which of the following is not a feature of first generation computer? They used machine language and assembly language to program the machine. CAD stands for computer aided design. Next which of the following memories has the shortest access time? Cache memory. A small or intelligent device is so called because it contains within it a sensor. Which device following is not a primary storage device? Magnetic tape, magnetic disk, optical disk, all of the above was the answer. Who invented analytical engine? Charles Babbage. CPU speed of a personal computer is 100 kilometer per second. KIPS, not kilometer per second, 100 KIPS. Circular division of a disk to store and retrieve known as tracks. Which statement is valid? 1 KB equal to 1024 byte. The least significant bit of the binary number which is equivalent to any odd decimal number is 1. The latest PC keyboard use a circuit that senses the movement by the change in its capacitance, format and type of data. The program will use capacitance keyboard. The stupid reckoner was invented by Gottfried Leibniz. A term used to describe interconnected computer configuration is multiprogramming. While inserting a diskette into the diskette drive of a PC, diskette level side should face up. Most of the inexpensive personal computers do not have disk or diskette drive. What is the name of such computer? diskless computer. What is a light pen? होची optical input device. Which of the following class of computer cannot support multiple user simultaneously? एटा होची microcomputer. Which of the following is considered fast computer in the world? Mark 1. When a key is pressed on the keyboard, which standard data are used for converting the keystroke into the corresponding bit? OSSC. In order to play and hear sound on a computer, one needs a sound card and speaker. Which of the following device can be used to directly printed text? OCR. For which of the following computer can't be used? Gathering data. Which of the following is called low-level language? Both machine language, assembly language. A factor which would strongly influence a business person to adopt a computer, is it accuracy, reliability, speed? All of the above. Next, who invented punch card? Joseph Jacquard. Each model of a computer has a unique machine language. Which of the following is not a primarily storage device? Magnetic tape, magnetic disk, optical disk, all of the above answer. In a punch card system, data is processed by a accounting machine, key punch machine, and sorter. Next, which device is required for the internet connection? Modem. A set of rows where numbers were carved and used for multiplication and division aids is known as Napier's bone. Next, seek time is time to position the head over proper track. Next, tape speed is measured in inch per second. Next, punched cards were first introduced by Herman Hollerith. Which computer sorter co-processor AT computer? A floppy disk contain both circular track and sector. Next, the capacity of 3.5-inch floppy disk is 1.44 MB. The contribution of Konrad Zuse was long ignored because of political reason. He was German. Next, any method for controlling access to or use of memory is known as memory protection. In what respect computers are superior to human being? Diligence. Com in Latin is intensifying prefix. The system unit of a personal computer typically contains all of the following except modem. Which of the following is related to 5th generation computer? Knowledge information processing system. Next, the process of starting or restarting a computer system by loading instruction from secondary storage device into the computer memory is called booting. MSI stand for medium scale integrated circuit. MSI medium scale integrated circuit. A pixel is the smallest resolvable part of a picture. Pixel the smallest resolvable part of a picture. A device is a device that provide information which is sent to the CPU input. Next, what was the nickname of the computer used by the American in 1952 for their H-bomb project? Maniac. Which is the type of memory for information that does not change on your computer? ROM. LSI, VLSI and ULSI chip were used in which generation? 4th generation. Next, which of the following is the largest manufacturer of hard disk drive? Seagate. Next, networking such as LAN, MAN started from 4th generation. Next, which characteristic of computer distinguishes it from electronic calculator? Storage. Next होची which of the following register is used to keep track and address of the memory location where the next instruction located होची program counter. Next होची which of the following is not the classification of computer based on application होची electronic computer. Which of the following is not a type of software होची entertainment software. Who invented the high level language C होची Dennis M. Ritchie. What do you call the programs that are used to find out possible faults and their causes? होची diagnostic software. Next होची which computer memory is used for storing program and data currently being processed by the CPU होची internal memory. Next, which of the following code used in present day computing was developed by IBM Corporation होची EBCDIC code. When was the transistor invented होची 1948. Next होची in the third generation of computer होची online real time system fast become popular. Next होची most important advance of an IC is its extremely high reliability. Which of the following magazine cover only the IBM PC and its compatibles होची PC magazine. Next होची Univac was a first generation computer. What is its full form होची Universal Automatic Computer. Next होची which of the following is required when more than one person uses a central computer at the same time होची terminal. Next होची which of the following is not an output device होची touch screen. Personal computer used a number of chips mounted on a main circuit board. What is the common name for such board होची motherboard. तो सब क्वेश्चन कंप्लीट हो गला आपण माने यार पीडीएफ टा हम टेलीग्राम ग्रुप रे जाके डाउनलोड कर दियंतु आ हमर चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दियंतु धन्यवाद।